Good afternoon, madams. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Majestic Megsy. We're just going to go straight in again with the Kryolan FX wax, put it on the eyebrows in an upwards motion with a spatula, then we go in with the spoolie, and then we go over with some concealer and some of the Mehron colour set powder. There we go. My memory is so bad. So we're taking this concealer and we're putting it all over my lid, but also further up the forehead, as we're going to be creating a new eyeshadow place for Cruella. Next I'm taking black face paint on a fine liner brush, and I'm just marking the beginning and the end of where I want this brow to go because it's such a big brow. Woo girl! This is the palette we're going to be using today, the Morphe Jeffree Star palette. First off, I go in here with some green Snazaroo Paint. I like the shade better than the powder first, and then I went over with some lighter powder. Next I'm just taking some of that Wake and Bake out of the Morphe Jeffree Star palette and putting it in the centre just to give it a little bit of dimension where natural light would hit the lids. Then I'm just outlining that with some black paint again. Next up I'm doing a patch around the eye of just complete Dalmatian spots. Just marking these out and then I fill it in with white paint. These are just Snazaroo water-based paints. I'm taking the shade Fast Lane and just patting it into the crease so that it stops the black paint from creasing on my lids, and then just filling the rest of the patch out with white Snazaroo water-based paints. This is going to be a gruesome look, so there will be blood in this. A little bit of gore, a little bit of special effects. Next I'm taking my 16 Hour Camo concealer in the shade Fair Rose, and I'm just buffing that into above where Cruella's lid would be, then all over the rest of the section that's going to be Cruella's Disney face. This is split into 3 sections today, so we're going to have the patch of the 101 Dalmatians Gore patch, a section where it's going to be Cruella de Vil's Disney face with half of her mouth, and then she's called Deceased de Vil because she's deceased. So underneath we're going to have a section that's going to be an exposed skull. With a brown water-based paint I'm just going around and adding on some little brown stitches around the edge of the patch. And with the black paint I'm now just going to map out where I want the skull to be in this little section, and then pulling the shading in with this brush. This brush is from the Royale set from Unicorn Cosmetics. I have a discount code and an affiliate link in the description box if you're interested in purchasing anything from their website. I made a little boo-boo here. In makeup it's all about practice. I've only been doing body paint for just over a year and a half. I started in October 2018, so don't be scared to practice and don't be scared to make mistakes. Here I'm just lining out the section of where the exposed skull is going to be with black paint again. I start to map out where I want the teeth to go, the shape I want them, and adding in some white paint to the bones and some shading. Here I'm just starting to go back in with a little bit more of some detailing work. Next I'm just taking that black liner brush and going around the patch with where the stitches are, outlining them to make them more cartoon looking. With some red paint, I'm taking a liner brush and drawing on the shape of where I want the mouth to be. Then I outline it in black paint and then pop some white highlights on it. I'm actually using a Disney reference image for this of Cruella de VIL. I pull a little bit of some black eyeshadow in at the corners of the lips, just to give it a little bit more dimension. I kept skipping the eye and coming back to it. It annoyed me quite a bit. I took it off and redid it about 3 times, I think. I'm just going around the patch with some black liner paint to give it that cartoon effect again. So next we're moving on to the chest piece. This is influenced by Ellie Mac SFX's look and Illuminati on Instagram. A mixture of those two. I wanted the patches to be stitched on with an SFX kind of touch to it. I'm just mapping out where they are, filling in the dots, fill it in with white. When I'm using my pinks, I have an old Urban Decay setting spray bottle, or like any kind of mist bottle, filled with water, and I do 2 pumps. I pump it twice into the pan, and it gives me a good consistency of paint. I find that if you were to dip your brush straight into the water and then onto the paint, it's going to be too watery. But if you don't do 2 or 3 pumps, it's going to be too thick and it starts to crack a little bit. That's with the Snazaroo water-based paints. Here I'm just going around adding on the brown stitches and outlining it exactly like we did on the eye. I then used the Mehron contour palette that I got in my SFX kit, and I used the light shade to conceal my tattoos, and then I used the dark brown shade to pull out from under this black shade to give it a little bit of dimension. I also used the Mehron colour set powder to set this concealer to cover my tattoos. This is my Twisted Disney series that we're doing just now. That was Monster Minnie Mouse, Zombie Ursula and Half Dead Snow White. Again, with the black liner brush and the black water-based paint, I'm just adding on the lines of the nose.
Dark emotions ever torn so deep, falling down through the clouds. I'm feeling you. Stay away from me.
And then here I'm just adding in the crease and the pupil to the eye and some highlights to above the brow. I've went around the patch with the same method of the black shading and the brown shading, and now I'm just adding on white highlights to the stitches and above the patches. Going in there with some white highlights for the edges and a little bit of shading underneath there. I end up adding another patch on that side of my neck. Here comes the GORE! So I'm just going in with the Mehron blood and I'm just dripping it from the patch and putting it where I think it's going to look balanced and aesthetically pleasing. And then back in with more highlights. I started off here putting white face paint in my hair, but I wasn't really taking out the colour. So then I went on with the Mehron hair white, and then the other side I just used black Snazaroo paint as well. A little bit of back combing. Boom. For photo purposes, I just start blacking out the backs of my shoulders a little bit, and then just for dimension, just muddying around the area because it just looks a little bit flat. You can see here I've looked at that and thought it looks a bit empty, so here I've added on that patch, and then I'm just adding in all of the Mehron squirty blood to places where I think it would look good but not take over the work that I've just done, if that makes sense.
Sun is out here overseas. Dark emotions ever torn so deep.
So because I've got a chubby neck, it kept seeping on. So I have to keep fixing this patch just under where I am right now. Just last minute highlights and last minute shading. And with a little change of the saturation of the cam. Ooh, girl. Poppin'. So this has been my Deceased de VIL. I hope you've enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more tutorials. And if you want to suggest what's next, you can pop into the Discord and put it in the suggestions box. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Take care.